Hello. Now, in this session, we are going to, discuss one very important body by the name of GST Council. Okay. In previous session, we completed the study of key features of GST. And now, today, let us talk about GST Council. Okay. Now, what is GST Council? For the purpose of saving time, already what is GST Council and what are the important things about GST Council, I have already written that on the board. Okay. Now, in simple language, not in bookish language. Simple language means it would be very easy to keep those things in mind now. Easy to remember. Now, what is GST Council? We would say that GST Council, it is an apex body. It is an apex body. Apex means the highest authority, the body with the highest authority in that field. Okay. For example, now referring Supreme Court, we call it the apex court. Why? Because it is the highest court in India. Similarly, the GST Council, it is an apex body, and what it does, it makes recommendation on the following topics. Okay. The main role of GST Council is to make recommendations. It makes recommendations to whom? It makes recommendations to the central government as well as to the state governments. Okay. Now, on what issues the GST Councils make recommendation? Mainly the issues would be related to, number one, policy making. Please note that whatever we are talking here, it is connected with GST only. It is not generalized policy making. They are making policy for any and every topic. No. Only for GST. The GST Council would recommend the policy matters. If under GST we need to make certain policies, they should be recommended by the GST Council. Only on the recommendation of GST Council, if they recommended to have a certain kind of policy, okay, then only this could be there in GST. The second issue, it is related to formulation of principles. Okay, GST Council, it make recommendations on to the formulation of principles. Number one was, in case of making of policies. Second one is formulation of principles. And third one is in relation to implementation of the first two, policy making and principle formulations, and their implementation. On these issues, GST Council make recommendations. Okay, clear? Now, what else about GST Council? Now please see point number 2 here. Point number 2 says, what is the guiding principle for GST Council? In our previous session, I told that GST Council is really the think tank for GST. Okay. When you are a think tank, okay, whatever you are, thinking or whatever you are trying to formulate, that should have a very clear vision. It should be very much goal oriented. Whatever you want to do, you should be do in a direction where this would facilitate, achieving your major goals, achieving your main goals, right? So what is the guiding principle for the GST Council? The guiding principle for the GST Council is the development of a harmonized national market for goods and services. I am repeating this. What is the guiding principle for GST? It is the development of a harmonized national level market for goods and services. Okay. Now please see. If certain members have given certain suggestions, okay, and the other members to check whether these suggestions are up to the mark or not, okay, they would apply this test. Whether the suggestions are in tune with our guiding principle or not. The guiding principle is what? Developing a nationwide market for goods and services, and which has the least possible friction among the factors. A harmonized national level market. Okay. So if those suggestions, they would lead to a more harmonized, nationalized market, then yes, those suggestions are good suggestions. And if because of these suggestions, you know, the thing may go to a different side, then definitely the suggestions are not worthwhile. Okay. So these, you know, the what you call them, the guiding principles, they are nothing but a kind of standard. They are a way out to evaluate a particular suggestion given by the member of GST Council. The guiding principle is to develop a nationwide market which is a harmonized market, having least friction among its factors. Okay. So this is a yardstick on which the suggestions by the GST Council members, you can, you know, really check those suggestions on the basis of this yardstick. And if because of the suggestion there are chances that they would facilitate this motive of creating a harmonized national market, then the suggestions are good, otherwise they are not so good. Okay. Now point number 3 for GST Council, it is the functions of GST. The functions of GST. Okay. Now you would say, sir, even in point number 1, when we say that the GST Council, it make recommendations on these issues, they are functions of the GST Council. Yes, indeed, they are also functions, but they are kind of objectives also of GST Council. Okay. When we use the word functions, generally we mean functions at the operational level. So here I am talking about the functions of GST Council at the operational level. Okay. Now, at operational level, GST would recommend things like, or it would recommend things in relation to, number 1, tax rates. You all know that, you know, in GST there are 4 basic tax rates given, right? And then there are special rate for metals like gold, precious metals. Okay. Then there is a concept of compensation cess on sin goods, right? Now who suggested that? Recommended by the GST Council. Okay. It would recommend things to central or to the state government on tax rates. Okay. There may be a chance where the economic commercial situation for a particular product is such that the tax rates on that item should get, you know, should be curtailed now. The price, the tax rate should go downward for a particular, you know, article because of any economic or maybe commercial factors. Okay. So the GST Council would recommend it to make the tax rate, you know, rationalize, and on its recommendation only the tax rate can be changed for a particular commodity. Now the second recommendation, it could be on exemptions. Same thing, maybe the economic scenario now is such that a particular, you know, article which has initially given an exemption may not require that exemption now. The economic scenario is changed. The product now may not require any exemption, right? Even if you give it a certain rate, even if you make it now taxable, the people are happy with it. This could be a change. Or the other way around, maybe there is a product which is subject to a particular tax rate, and now the situation becomes such that it should now be exempted, right? Now GST Council would recommend when a particular product should be given certain exemptions, or when the exemptions already given should be taken back from that product or from a particular creed of SSCs. Okay. Now next point here is the threshold limit. Again, on GST Council's recommendation, threshold limit is fixed, and if at all it requires a change, an amendment there, okay, it would be only on the recommendation of GST Council. It would recommend whether threshold limit would go up or whether it should go down. Okay. The next is the dispute resolution and finally making rules and regulations. GST Council would, recommend ways and means of resolving disputes. How to resolve a dispute, on what basis you are going to resolve a dispute, that would also be recommended by the GST Council. Further, in case for any gamut of GST, in case you want to have certain rules or regulations, then the GST Council would make such rules, regulations, and only then you could have those rules, regulations. Okay. Now these are the functions of GST Council at the operational level. Okay. Now next point. The next point is, when it is such an important, body for GST, what are the decisions so far taken on the recommendations of GST? The decisions taken on the recommendation of GST. Let us, now quote few decisions which are taken on the basis of recommendations given by GST Council. This would again, strengthen the image of GST Council in your mind, that yes, GST Council is such an important, body and gives very important, significant, recommendations. So first, you might have heard about, e-way bills, the regularization of e-way bills. GST Council recommended a uniform policy for e-way bills. GST Council, it recommended a uniform policy on e-way bills. E-way bills, they are related to, transportation of your goods and commodities. Okay. You might know that every single state, at their entry point, they used to have, check posts. And if you can, remember things, and if you have seen these things, at entry gate of all states, there used to be, lengthy queues of trucks and good carriers. Why? Because there was a check post, and the, excise people and, the VAT people, they would check your goods, they would check the carriage, okay, they would check your papers, okay. Now, on the recommendation of GST Council, there is a uniform policy for e-way bills, and the result of this policy is that all such check posts at the entry point of the states, they have now been completely removed. There are no such check posts there. No truck you would see that it is standing there because there is a check post. There is no check post, so no truck is, standing there idle. So that means a huge saving of time, effort and money. Okay. They have made universal policy, a uniform policy for e-way bills. Now it is all computerized. Okay. There is checking, there is control. But at the physical level, you would see that there are no check posts present now. Okay. And that would save much, required time to transporters and to the, owners of goods and services. Okay. So very important decision taken on the recommendation of GST Council, removal of check posts. Now coming to point number 2. Point number 2 is very obvious. It is tax rate rationalization. Many articles, many products which were in the 28% tax list, they have been taken out from that on the recommendation of GST Council, and they have been given the lower tax rates. Okay, so tax rate rationalization is one of the major thing that has been done on the basis of GST Council's recommendations. Now, third is, in last session I told you about compounding and composite schemes. Okay, compounding and composite schemes, they are made on the recommendation of GST Council. Further, if there would be any change in these schemes, for example, what would be the tax rate and composite scheme? What is the meaning for the small businessman who can avail this composition scheme? Now, if there would be any change in these things, that will only be on the recommendation of GST Council. Okay. Lastly, please see here, lastly, all those taxpayers having supplies exceeding 1.5 crores, they are under the tax administration of central government as well as under the tax administration of state governments. Okay, that means state government, central government, both are having the controlling interest, administrative controlling interest on those taxpayers having supplies of more than 1.5 crores. Okay. In case of, I would again say, small businessman, that means having supply levels of up to 1.5 crores, on the recommendation of GST Council, the major control has been given, major administrative control has been given in the hands of states, 90%. So if you are a supplier having supplies of up to 1.5 crores, please see here, 90% of the control is with the state tax administration, and only 10% of the control is with the central tax administration. That means the central tax administration, they would not now bothering themselves in relation to small taxpayers. Okay, they are keen to control only the large taxpayers. Smaller taxpayers, they are being administrative controlled primarily by the state tax administration. So 90% control is with the state administration and only 10% remains with the central tax administration. And this is on the recommendation of GST Council. Okay. So GST Council is what? It is an apex body which gives recommendations on various issues like policy making, like formulation of principles and their implementations. Okay, at operational level, they would recommendation on tax rates, on exemptions, on threshold limits, on dispute resolution, on other things like making of rules, regulations. Okay, they have their guiding principle, which is developing a nationwide harmonized market. On the basis of this yardstick, they weigh their decisions, their recommendations. Okay, and finally, these are the various, decisions taken on the recommendations of GST Council. I conclude this session now. The next session, again a small session, would be on GSTN. Why small sessions on these things? Small sessions, separate small sessions on these means because most of the students, they are, watching these classes on mobile. If it is a big file, okay, many times it is hard to, get opened on a mobile phone, right? On an average mobile phone, I would say. So, small videos, okay, and that would facilitate, separate topics in separate videos, okay. So, tomorrow if there is a change, let us suppose the framework of GST Council tomorrow may get changed, okay, then what I have to do? Just making a 15 minutes video again on GST Council, okay. If it is a part of a bigger, larger video of say 2 hours, and then there is a change, I need to change the entire 2 hours video, okay. So this is better for you, better for me to keep, videos short and for particular topics, right? So I conclude this now. Thank you.